I came into the business as a laborer, day one, lowest person on the totem pole, and I sit today in an elevated position as president and CEO, and all of that was possible by hard work and dedication and overcoming whatever challenges or obstacles were put in front of me. What was great about my journey is it was recognized early on that I had the capability to grow within the organization. So I went from laboring to drilling, to blasting, to management, to executive, to CEO over a 15-year period, but all of that was predicated on my performance.
I know that he went out and got his licenses and everything he could as fast as he could when he was hired, and right away showed people that were above him at that time, like, geez, this guy's getting it.
I remember the early years as a blaster, learning how to run job sites, how to be a leader, but then at the same time get a formal education so it could assist my advancement in the organization.
The thing I respect about Dan is he went to school to get his business degree, as he was working full time, raising a pretty big family. So obviously that takes a lot of guts and perseverance right there. And Dan's never forgotten his roots in the operational level. So Dan's been in it and he understands and can relate to the guys out in the field.
Looking back on all of it today, would not have changed a thing. I've learned so much in our business. I've met so many tremendous people, teammates that I work with still to this day, that we've gone through a lot together, a lot of challenges, a lot of adversity, a lot of rewarding, successful projects.
The thing with Dan is that Dan's just a good guy. My mother passed away like 2 years ago, like right before Mother's Day, and when we had the funeral, Dan was the first man to walk in that funeral, and it just told me what kind of man that was running main drilling and blasting now, and what kind of guy he is.
Looking back at my journey, it's been remarkable. It's helped me grow as an individual, as a professional, and that opportunity is there for everybody within the organization. At some point, I'm not going to be in my job, and there needs to be somebody else that comes up through, and that choice is up to the employees.
I started at the bottom. I started as a laborer, stemming holes, just being a blaster's helper. I got on the drill, drilled for a year and a half, and then I got into blasting. Did a lot of projects. I always had my eye on something bigger and something more.
Todd always saw the bigger picture. He always saw the potential of what main drilling could do, and he believed in a lot of his guys that were surrounding him. Todd's the type of guy who's not satisfied with just okay.
As I worked through blasting and I worked towards being a project superintendent, the people that came before me really helped me understand what I needed to do and how I needed to do it to get to where I wanted to go. It seemed like a natural evolution, but I think that evolution was also driven by me because I wanted to do more for the company.
Both with Dan and Todd, they worked really hard at their positions, and they did it with focus on doing what was best for the company and the people that they were working with.
Todd is as disciplined as you can get. He just understands the business and knows what needs to be done to be safe, to be profitable, to be productive, to keep the customer happy. He just commands respect naturally. He's just one of those guys. He's going to ask a lot of you, but he's going to respect you for that.
Todd basically went down into Connecticut and got into the market through a lot of hustling and perseverance to get some D&B presence in that market, end up building that office in Bloomfield. So I didn't know Todd really well, but I'm like, that's pretty awesome. That guy obviously has some grit and is probably a hard worker and somebody that I would get along with.
So I became a division manager in Connecticut and continued to grow the business in Connecticut and start to go into New York. As we took on more territory and I trained my replacement as a division manager, then I was able to grow to a regional manager and then into a vice president and a senior vice president.
Todd's got a hard job. He's got a lot of things to do. He's got a lot of balls in the air. He's got to enforce standards in multiple regions, but Todd always remembers what it was like to be on the ground, and he has those roots. So the guys that work for him respect that.
It seemed like a natural evolution, but it was opportunity that was put out in front of me, and it's that same opportunity that exists for new people coming into the company today. If you're driven and want to get there, there's a path for you. We have the roadmap. We'll help you do it.
Anybody coming into the company looking at Dan and Todd, and saying, that's a path forward that I can participate in. It's a very tangible example of where hard work and commitment to the cause pays off.
You can write your own story. It's that simple. You can write your own story. You can write your career and put it on paper here, and if you really want it enough, it will come true.